There's a new street fighter on your windowsill. The weapon is peace, the word is chill.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's most newsworthy action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Guys, this is a new show I'm going to do simply called Good News. Good news is the news you care about, the only news you care about. It's action figure news and some other things that might just be of interest. It's the things that make me read and go, huh, that's good news. First up, the new Spider-Man wave of Marvel Legends has been rumored. Alright, but look, these rumors came from, I think, Marvelous News, maybe Rectangular? I'll check my sources. The fact of the matter is, we've got heavy rumors that normally come from sources that then prove to be correct. So you know what? That's good enough for me to speculate that they are. So the new Spider-Man wave, we've had most of the wave announced already. It's the Spider-Man No Way Home figures. So we've got the ones that we've seen. We've got J. Jonah Jameson. We've got Doctor Strange. We've got Spider-Man in his black stealthy kind of costume. And we also have the rumored ones as well. I feel like there's another figure as well, but I'll splice him in later. But the ones that are rumored are, first of all, the Gamerverse Miles Morales. We already had the stealth version that's been revealed. I don't think it's been released yet, so stop me if I'm wrong. But we have the stealth looking version, which looks kind of cool with the electricity on the hands and all that kind of thing. So the rumor is that we're going to get that costume again, but actually colored in. So it's not stealth, but the actual Miles costume, which will probably look quite cool. I don't particularly want it because I don't want Gamerverse figures, but I'm sure that will make a lot of people very happy. But the one that's gonna make me super happy, which makes me think that this has to be real. This rumor's gotta be real. Finally, guys, after a year of you watching me give out about it, we're gonna get Shriek. It's happening. I feel it in my bones. I feel it in my giblets. We're getting Shriek. That's what the rumors say, and it makes sense. All the stars are in alignment. The new Venom movie's coming out. Shriek's gonna feature in that. It looks like we are gonna get Shriek in this set, and that makes me so happy. If they do a full-on comic version of the character, oh gosh, if they did a movie one, I'd be so disappointed. But that doesn't seem to be the case. All of the rumors that are coming out, they're all using comic book pictures. I know that and $3 will get you a cup of coffee at Starbucks, but it's got to be worth something. So Shriek coming out to complete, or one step closer to completing my Maximum Carnage team. That makes me so happy. Now give us Carrion, and we'll finally be all set and all will be right with the world. Then the other big one. This is like Christmas as far as my wish list of Spider-Man figures is concerned. They're only going to give us blooming Marlon. Yep. Marlon, the vampiric spider totem devouring badass who's been a staple of modern Spider-Man villains. It looks like we're finally getting him in this wave. They teased it on the last Hasbro Pulse with the figure with the little suckers on, and understandably a lot of folks, myself included, thought, yeah, that looks like animated Morbius with the hands. But then some smart dude, bless you dude, he took a look at the positions and the number of suckers, and then he got a photo of Marlon, sorry, and he was like, no, the suckers match. If the suckers match, that's the catch. So it looks like it is going to be Marlon, and that makes me so happy. If we could actually get more of the Inheritors, that would be so cool, because I think the Inheritors as a concept with the family, it's very Hellfire Clubbish, and they've got those bucks made ready. Although really the Inheritor should be a bit bigger, a bit taller, especially I think his name is Solace, who's like the big bad of the group. He should be like a Build-A-Figure, but we'll come to that later. In the meantime though, if we get Marlon, and if he's on a decent sized buck, that's gonna be hoo-ha. That's going to be really cool. And then the Build-A-Figure, and this is the biggest mystery we've got going. The Build-A-Figure is rumored to be a Spider Slayer, and oh my goodness, this again is long overdue. I'm really pumped for this. We have no idea what Spider Slayer it's going to be. I am imagining it's going to be something of the retro kind of variety, because retro is big right now. Retro is cool, and those are some very iconic Spider Slayer designs, like the one that has the TV screen with J. Jonah Jameson's face in it. That would make a lot of sense, but the great thing is it's going to be a builder figure. So it should be really unique, kind of big and sort of striking, and that's going to make it so much fun to have on the shelf. So honestly, I don't really mind too much what version of the Spider Slayer they give us. A big, gnarly, spider-fighting robot? I'm in. Take my money. That's good enough for me. It's even good enough that I don't feel salty about buying 4 figures that I don't really want just for the bath pieces. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm gonna sell them. But yeah, the Gamerverse Miles Morales, I don't need him, and the MCU figures, I don't need those. So those will be sold. I think the Gamerverse figure I was forgetting was just like regular costume Spidey. Is that right? I'll double check. I won't speculate now, even though this entire opening is me speculating, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I cannot wait for that wave. Can't wait to unbox it. Can't wait to see the official reveals. They had better actually be these figures now, because otherwise I'm going to be very disappointed, and no one wants to see a sad Dave. But no, this figure wave will hopefully come out before the end of the year. We will see, but right now I'm very optimistic. Speaking of optimism, or lack thereof, we had the What If show debuting on Disney+, and I wasn't that excited about it. I was like, anthology kind of thing, animation, I'll give it a go. It wasn't until a few days after it came out I finally sat down and watched it, and I was like, wow, this is really good. Really good. At first, I wasn't convinced. I felt like the animation looked very computery. It looked like kind of basic, and like there wasn't much heart to it. And then we got the action scenes, and my jaw was on the floor. The animation and the choreography of the action scenes. We haven't had this kind of choreography and action scenes in the actual MCU. I swear, this is some of the best dynamic choreography of fighting, and maybe you can only really do it with animation. It's funny, I do stage combat, but I can't always tell when I'm watching something on screen what's practical and what's not. But the animation of Peggy fighting all the Hydra goons, oh my goodness, it is beautiful. And then the actual acting and the nuances and the facial animations, just I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Seeing that episode, that was good news. It even made me think, well, maybe I should get Peggy Carter and the Hydra Stomper. I'm not there yet because that's very expensive, and I'm like, I don't think I can justify it that much. But still, first episode of What If, that was fantastic. It way surpassed my expectations, which were quite low. So it didn't take much to surpass them, but then it surpassed them and then went one step above, and that made me so happy. I would love to see more of Captain Carter, because yeah, I totally have like a ridiculous man crush on Captain Carter. Wait, a man crush is just a crush? Yeah. I totally have a crush on Super Soldier Peggy Carter. I think that's a brilliant character. I'd love to see more with her. And yeah, I look forward to the next episode. Oh my goodness. I am in big trouble. I am in big trouble. You know why? Because Mezco just previewed their new Superman figure, and he looks beautiful. And I don't even collect DC. I don't even read DC. Why do I want this Superman figure? Well, you know why. Look at him. He looks incredible. He looks beautiful. I don't read Superman comics, but we've all grown up with Superman. Even if you are not a Superman fan, Superman is an icon. He's an icon of comic books, and this figure just looks incredible. 7 different head sculpts, light up red eyes, red laser beams. He's got the Starro you can put on his face. He's got the thingamajig that goes on his chest. I don't even know what it's called, but I want it. It looks amazing, and it looks like so classic, but also there's like a hint of Christopher Reeve there as well. I know that there is an actual Mezco Christopher Reeve Superman, but this just looks like that perfect melding of that kind of Christopher Reeve spirit with the original comic look. And also, I guess as technology improves, as sculpting and stitching and whatever materials improve, even though the cape and the costume are all cloth or some similar cloth-like material, it doesn't look like he's wearing pajamas. It doesn't look like Superman pajamas. It looks like a Superman costume, and I'm like, Oh boy, I really want to get this figure now. The only problem, besides the fact it costs money, is it's going to cost a lot more because I can't just get Superman. I gotta get Batman, and then you're doubling the price. But you gotta have them both. You gotta have them both. So that's the rabbit hole. That's the rabbit hole we always talk about. You get one, you gotta get another, you gotta get a set. All of a sudden, you got a whole shelf full of Mezcos. I don't think I'll go that far, but I'm really tempted to get Superman and in turn find a similar Batman. Although the thing is, I don't think there is actually a perfectly classic looking kind of Batman. There are tons of Mezco Batmen, but they all seem to be like a variation of a Batman. It's like the normal Batman, but then with something else that makes him unique. I would really like to find a Batman that is as basic as that Superman, that matches the kind of classic look perfectly, because they would be amazing kind of bookends on a shelf. So yeah, damn dang darn it, Mezco. I think you might have me with this one. Alright, now you want some really good news? This is really good news. HasLab have announced that they will begin shipping the Sentinel at the end of September. Hoo-ha! I mean, we've been waiting a long time for this. It has been over a year now since we plonked our money down and said, yes, give me this Sentinel. And we knew it was going to be around about this time, so this is sort of within the average expectations. Maybe a little bit later, but it's perfectly reasonable. Now, they say they will begin shipping at the end of September. So realistically, I think we can all sort of think around about October time. Mid-October is when we can expect to have our Sentinels, but oh my goodness, we're getting so close. Just prepare yourselves. Pardon me, I was getting gassy with excitement there. It happens, I'm sure you find that too. Prepare yourselves for the Sentinel posts on all the various Facebook groups that you're a member of. I know I'm a member of hundreds of action figure Facebook groups. Everyone is going to be saying, hey, look at my Sentinel, it's just arrived. And you know what? They're welcome to. Embrace it. I want to see everyone posting all their pictures and unboxing videos. This is going to be like a little Christmas type sort of happy for everyone getting what they want. So yeah, Sentinel is coming in about a month's time and I couldn't be more excited for it. Speaking of the Sentinel, which is just news specific to me, but a lot of folks like to ask me, like, what have you ordered? What are you looking forward to? I finally did it. Speaking of Mezco earlier as well, I bit the bullet. I ordered yellow and blue costume Wolverine. Oh, okay, this is my first ever Mezco, and of course it's not even out yet, so there are no reviews or anything, but he just looks so great, and I want to dip my toe in Mezco and see what it's like, and what a figure to start with. And of course, what really tipped me over the edge was the Sentinel base. So to have that Sentinel base with the HasLab Sentinel, oh my god! And then with Mezco Wolverine underneath, yeah, that's gonna look aces. Absolutely amazing. Again, cannot wait. Sticking with the HasLab projects, we have an update on Galactus, which is not particularly exciting. It hasn't met its funding goal yet, but it's definitely going to. As of this recording, it's at around about 12,000 backers, so only 2,000 more needed. And we get a huge influx towards the end of any Kickstarter type campaign, so it's gonna make it. That's not a problem. The only provisos are we gonna see any tiers at all? It seems likely, I think, that we're gonna see the Frankie Ray Nova. They've promoted it enough on their live stream. I think the push is going to be, I think people are going to be surprised by how much of a bolster this gets towards the end. So I think we can feel secure that Frankie Ray Nova is going to be joining our HasLab Galactus. And it looks great that she's got a stand, she'll fit in his hand. That looks awesome. And they did say, if this tier doesn't get made, we ain't seeing this figure in 2022. So come on, guys, let's all join forces. I can't believe I'm doing exactly what Hasbro want me to do. I'm sat here going, come on, guys, give Hasbro money, but please, I want more bang for my buck. I want more tiers. So get out there, do what you have to do, as long as you don't go into debt, and get yourself a Galactus. Join the Galactus party and see how many tiers we can hit. And another crowdfunding one that is of interest to me is the Mattel WWE ring, the full-scale, well, it's full-scale 2 action figures. WWE ring and Raw entrance set, and that is officially fully backed now. It started off real slow, which is an interesting way to see that these campaigns don't always just shoot through the roof like the Sentinel did. It started out real slow, but oh my goodness, it has hit its full, I think it's 5,000 they needed. And this ain't cheap either, this is £250. But they were smart, they were like, okay, this is a bit sluggish, a bit slow. So they announced an early bird reward. If you ordered early, you get Macho Man Randy Savage in all his commentator gear, and that was so smart because then people are like, well, I'm not going to wait until the end, I want the early bird figure, so they went for it. And then I think the first tier is Doink the Clown, and I'm actually, I gotta admit, I'm tempted. I don't like WWE, but I grew up with this Raw set. It's just such a huge staple of my childhood, and I was thinking I could incorporate this into my display diorama for my videos, put the characters in a ring, have the entranceway. Ah, gosh, the more I'm saying it, the more I think I should do it. Because also, I can sell the Diesel figure, I could sell the Macho Man, I could sell the Doink. Yeah, I feel like I should do this. We'll see. This is kind of old news, but it's still good news, and that is the Ninja Turtles Power Rangers mashup figures. I wasn't too blown away when I saw these at first. They just looked like fat Power Rangers to me. But I don't have a huge amount of nostalgia for Power Rangers. I enjoyed Power Rangers. I was way older than the demographic it was designed for when it came out, but I mean, come on, it still ticks all the boxes for giant monsters, martial arts, good times. So I did enjoy Power Rangers, but I don't have that magnetic, nostalgic pull for it. So the Power Rangers Turtles mashups, I wasn't that excited about. And then I saw the Shredder. And the Shredder looks so cool with the Tommy Green Ranger design, but mashed up with Shredder, so it's Shredder with Green Ranger type armor. Oh, that looks really cool. I might just get that Shredder. I don't need the other characters. I'm not interested in the Turtles. But that Shredder, he looks awesome. So, yeah, seeing him, that was good news. Storm Collectibles, you old dogs, you've done it again with Tekken 7 King. Oh my goodness, look at this big, hefty, chunky boy. He looks fantastic. Now, I'm not a big Tekken guy, but I'm appreciating the Tekken characters and designs and games. I was always more of a Street Fighter guy, and to be honest, I'm always constantly going, should I get Street Fighter figures? I've managed to resist so far, but we'll see which way the wind blows. But for anyone who is a big Tekken fan, this King looks phenomenal. So huge, big, chunky, the tiger face. Is it a tiger or a leopard? Oh geez, I'm showing my ignorance there, but whatever jungle cat it is, I think it's a leopard. Or is it a jaguar? I need to do more research. I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments. Dave, you idiot, it's clearly this and that. Actually, no one sounds like that. But Tekken, it looks great. I'm not going to wax lyrical on it too long. You're looking at the pictures. You don't need to hear my stupid voice over it. It looks really cool. Well done, Storm. You've done it again. Speaking of Storm Collectibles, they revealed some hints as to what is to come, and they're quite exciting. We have a Sub-Zero, which looks great because I don't have quilted Sub-Zero. So there's a quilted Sub-Zero there. He looks really cool. I'm sure that people who have the originals are like, this is nothing to me. I have that Sub-Zero already, I don't need it. But for me, I've only got the MK3 Sub-Zero and the Maskless Sub-Zero, and it sounds ridiculous that I'm getting excited because I want a third Sub-Zero, but you know what? I do, and he looks really cool. He's in the San Diego Comic-Con Scorpion style. That looks wicked. And of course, the biggest wicked thing from the Mortal Kombat line is Mortaro. All ready to answer your questions? Yes! I have pre-ordered him. That was a no-brainer. He's going to look incredible being, he's flanking Shao Kahn with Mortaro on the other side and Goro in the middle. So wicked. We're not going to see him until like the first quarter of next year, which is why I ordered from Toys R Us, because their deposit is a penny, as opposed to Comics and Cocktails, whose deposit is like 80% of the figure, if not more. And I'm like, dude, I can't let you sit on that money for that long. That's just, I need that money to spend on other things at your store. So you shop around when it comes to deposits, because a penny, I can live with that. The only problem is I have to remember that I pre-ordered it there. You know, it's difficult when you split things either way, because normally I'm exclusively 100% comics and cocktails, but when you've got to pay in advance like 9 months, I'm going to shop around a little bit. But yeah, Mortaro looks incredible. Also similar to the Sub-Zero, they revealed not a scorpion, a reptile. Reptile, who, again, he's got like a reptile face with the hood. That looks really fun too. So I'm so psyched to finally add Reptile to my collection, because again, classic ninjas, they cost anywhere from like 300 to 500 pounds. That's insane. But hey, if it makes people happy, then dozo. But I'm gonna wait until these guys come out, and when they do, I'm gonna eat them up like kibble. Sticking with Mortal Kombat, but going over to McFarlane Toys, they have announced new Mortal Kombat 11 figures, and these look cool. I get the Storm ones, so I don't need the McFarlane ones, but I will not talk any smack about them because they look awesome. I do have the original Shao Kahn figure, which I love, but now they're doing a platinum silver variant of that. And hey, if you enjoy your alternate colors, then fill your boots, because McFarlane will certainly give you enough to go on. So the silver Shao Kahn does look pretty cool. Speaking of repaints, they also have Liu Kang in his yellow mustardy looking trousers, which is a bit more of a variation from the original one, who had the top costume going on. This is just the bare chest with the... It's got kind of a Bruce Lee feel, because of the yellow and black. That always harkens me back to Bruce Lee in Game of Death, maybe? I forget, where he's wearing the yellow jumpsuit. Still, those look like fun, but more excitingly, we have two new characters. We have the Joker, and if anyone has a DC shelf and they want to add a Joker, he looks great. He looks generic. He's like but not in a bad way. He's just a classic sort of Joker. But rather than the clown prince of crime sort of look, he's more of the Heath Ledger-y, you know, smear on the red. He looks a bit more of a nasty psychopath kind of thing, as opposed to the whoo-hoo kind of Joker. I like whoo-hoo Joker, but the Heath Ledger one, that's very popular as well. So the figure looks pretty cool. And also they have Kotal Khan. And I think Kotal Khan is actually one of the better modern Mortal Kombat 11 figures, or just the new generation of Mortal Kombat, one of the better characters. So I love that Aztec kind of look, and if you want just like a random shelf of badasses, I might be tempted to get him just for that, because I am slowly, not intentionally, but I am just developing a random shelf of badasses, and Kotal Khan I think would be right at home there. Also, McFarlane showed us our first images of the Blight figure from the Joker bot wave. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about this because I would only show my ignorance. This is more deep cut modern DC Comics history, which I got nothing. I can't tell you. I'm sure it's great stuff. I'll never bash DC, even though I'm not into it. Like, I know that they do phenomenal things and great characters. I just don't recognize them. But the Blight figure looks really fun. The Joker bot looks kind of messed up and awesome. I would be tempted to like have that figure, take the Joker head off and stick some other, like a Reaver. Oh, what's the name of the Reaver from the X-Men who has like an extended neck and a face? Is it a Reaver, or is it the church guy, Stryker? Did he turn into a mech like that? I'm digressing. Either way, the Blight looks really cool. That wave looks really cool. I had to sort of extricate myself from collecting DC figures because I was like, I don't need these. I only got them because they look cool. But I'm able to resist that now. But still, as I said, this looks cool. Now, a real classic of mine is, of course, the Transformers 1986 animated movie. I adore that. That's easily one of my top 10 movies of all time. Talk about childhood nostalgia and the power of that. I imprinted on that like a baby bird, and now we are getting more figures directly from that movie. So first of all, we have Perceptor, and Perceptor looks great. It's the way that they've actually done the mechanics of the transforming means that he looks in robot mode the way he should. He looks like Perceptor, the robot. There's no... What's the word that Transformers collectors use when there's stuff just stuck on the robot? Kibble? Or brittle? Or something like that. You know what I'm talking about, but there doesn't seem to be any of that. The robot looks nice and clean, and then he turns into the microscope really, really well. Those photos look awesome. Then we have, is it Scourge? we have one of the sweeps, and I think there's a bit of controversy with this because it seems to be pretty much just a repaint, which is, well, it's a repaint with a gun is the only thing that distinguishes it, and people are like, I gotta buy this whole other figure, he's just got a gun? Well, you know, it is what it is. Hey, that's part of the game of toy collecting, but it is another character. I'll correct which name that is, because obviously I'm just doing this from memory here, and my memory is awful, so good luck with this. This might be the first and last episode of Good News. And finally, the big one that I'm really interested in is Coronation Starscream. I don't know if that's what they call him, but they should do. Coronation Starscream makes sense, although it does sound like a sandwich filling as well. Yes, I'll have the Coronation Starscream on granary bread. But yeah, this is Starscream with his crown and his cape, and of course he actually comes with a throne as well, so that's really cool. It looks awesome, but in fairness, all I would say to that is, Coronation Starscream, this is poor comedy.
Megatron, is that you?
Here's a hint. I'm sorry, I could go on. I was only going to do that one line, and then I went into Transformers mode. Would anyone else care to fill his shoes?
What did he say his name was?
Galvatron! I might have to watch that film again. I love it. So guys, that does it for this week's Good News. Let me know what you think about this, if this is something you would like to see more of, because in fairness, there are other producers who do more comprehensive news shows, like The Fwoosh will just cover everything, and he seems to know everything about everything. I just like this as a good excuse to talk about the things I'm excited about, because people message me all the time saying, have you seen this reveal? Are you going to buy this? Are you excited about that? And I love to talk about it, but I don't often get the chance to in my other videos. So to have a weekly segment of good news, that makes me really happy. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see here and you want to see more, then join the 6-1 Clicks by clicking the like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you really want to support the show doubly, you can go over to patreon.com/displaying model behavior. Now, a lot of people just give their Patreon plugs, and it's very, very tedious and annoying and boring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exploit your nostalgia, which is what these toys are all about. I mean, it works on me. So I hope you enjoy my special Patreon shout out. Go and join Patreon. Go and join Patreon. Go and join Patreon. Do it, do. Go and join Patreon. Give me all of your money. Go and join Patreon. Give me cash, do. Go and join Patreon now and give me all your money so I can go out and I can buy all the toys and I can do all the videos with all the toys that I buy. Go and join Patreon. Do it now. That was my Patreon shout out. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep displaying model behavior. Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behavior.